Are Bluesky users flocking back to X? Billionaire Mark Cuban thinks so. He says the left-leaning platform's, quote, lack of diversity of thought is pushing users back to Elon Musk's platform.
Cuban posted the comments last week on Bluesky with a link to a Washington Post opinion piece titled, "The Bluesky Bubble Hurts Liberals and Their Causes." Cuban has been one of Bluesky's most vocal supporters, but says the platform has grown rude and more hateful.
Users called out Cuban's comments. CNET editor Peter Butler writes, "No one is banning or suppressing conservative posts on Bluesky."
Conservative author Danielle D'Souza Gill says the left wanted a safe space and are now all alone in it. The Democrat Party is imploding from the inside out.
You on Bluesky, Amber?
Come on, you know the answer to that.
I'm teasing you. I didn't think that it would be really your kind of spot, to be perfectly honest.
I always, honestly, whenever I see someone on X that has the so-and-so on Bluesky, sure. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what you're about.
Where you're coming to. So, because I'm so assiduously neutral, I'm on both. But
yeah.
But Bluesky, to Mark Cuban's point perhaps, you know, sometimes apps automatically sign you out, so you have to log back in. And I couldn't remember my Bluesky password, so I haven't logged back in the past week. So maybe I'm getting a little bit tired of it. Look, I don't know what your experience of Twitter is these days. Perhaps being conservative, your experience is more positive than mine is. I'm still on Twitter more than Bluesky, but I do find it a more noxious place. Less because of stuff that gets said to me, because I have a reasonably thick skin in that way. But one thing that frustrates me about Twitter is the blue check thing now is people who pay the fee. Yeah. And so that actually, in my mind, on Twitter or X, reduces legitimate debate there, because the people who are typically willing to pay that fee to get the check tend to be, to my experience, pro-Elon Musk kind of figures and the views that come with that, which are certainly right of centre, I think it's fair to say at this point. And so I find myself, if I have the patience to, ploughing through all these people with blue checks who I think are often talking nonsense.
I'm going to play peacemaker here because I liked X better when all the liberals were on it because it was really fun to dunk on them. I mean, there were a lot of really great debates on Twitter from the, let's say, 2013 to 2020, 2022 era. And once all of those people fled to Bluesky or Threads or whatever other platform they're on, I do notice that my algorithm is often just people that I agree with. And frankly, I don't want to always see people that I agree with. Sure, the memes are fun and I enjoy my friends' commentary. But occasionally I would like to see a mainstream media figure or a left-wing commentator or even, God forbid, Keith Olbermann show up in my timeline so that I have some idea of what the overall discourse is. I don't think it's good for either side to be in a social media bubble.
No, I agree with that completely. And one of the reasons that I have kind of grown a little bit tired of Bluesky itself is that I sort of reinvigorated an account there shortly after the election, and at that time there was this sense that Bluesky not necessarily would be the safe space for liberals, but would be a more hospitable place for the kind of debates you're talking about. To my experience, that really hasn't happened at all. I mean, much as you now see the Liberals disappearing from your X account, I don't know I've ever seen a Conservative on Bluesky.
It's sort of like the Liberal version of Truth Social.
It is a little bit. It really is very liberal in its leanings. And the reason I don't like that is the same reason that I often don't watch, particularly opinionated liberal cable news, particularly in prime time. I find somebody telling you what they think you already agree with kind of dull, which is why, of course, I like our conversations, Amber. None of that here.
We're the real life 2015 Twitter.
Exactly. We're bringing real debates back in person, so that's a good thing.
Gosh, read it and weep. All right, we have a lot more topics to talk about on Rising. Stick around.